Okay, this isn't like an all-inclusive test of like every suppressor out there, but we do have quite a few in our inventory. And so I picked 6 out of the safe to test today. So the point of this is I wanted to keep something constant, which is the Raider. Right here we have a Raider X SBR, and it has a 14-pound recoil spring on a compact size slide. So we're using a SilencerCo threaded barrel, and that is going to be our base. We have 6 suppressors here, and I'll tell you the ammo we're using as well. But the 6 suppressors we have are the Huxwrx 9. We have a Mojave 9 from Dead Air. We have a Spectre 9 from SilencerCo, an Omega 9K from SilencerCo, a Huxwrx Flow 9, and then we have a JK Armament CCX, I believe. So what we've done to make this a little bit easier is I've gone ahead and pre-lubed all of these pistons. So they've all been treated. They have lube. We worked them in as well. And the lube we're using is the gun butter, little gun butter pen right here. So the ammo we're using today is going to be this 147 Hush Puppy Super Bell ammo. It's not super consistent. I know it's remanufactured, so it's not the best ammo to be using for tests and everything, but we have been able to get a lot of these to cycle pretty well. The only thing is every once in a while some supers have been slipped into there, so we'll call them as we see them. But that being said, we'll start with the first one. So I'm going to take the Raider X, and we're going to start with the Huxwrx 9. We haven't tested this one in a while, but I'm like kind of surprised that we got through the whole mag. Now a lot of this is going to be the prep. Again, we pre-lubed all the pistons and the gun, but that's the Huxwrx 9 with the 14-pound spring, 147 grain super belt. We got through the entire mag, not a single malfunction. Do a lot more than this though. If you have a suppressor, every suppressor weighs different. Every piston spring is a different weight as well. It's gonna react differently with the Raider you have. But as a baseline, that 14-pound spring was pretty good. I would run a lot more through this, but I think that's all we're gonna do for right now. We'll move on to the next suppressor. All right, next up is the Dead Air Mojave 9 in the K configuration. I guess I took off the extension just to keep it a little bit shorter. Also, just to mention, the Q suppressor we have outside of these copper parts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 baffles. I don't know how many it comes with, but I'm trying to keep these all the same length so we can see.
Those were almost all supersonic.
I think probably 2/3 of that mag was supersonic. So that makes it hard. When we can't even depend on the ammo as like the base to be exactly what it says in the box. But we did get through 2/3 supersonic, 1/3 subsonic. That was pretty good. Not a single stoppage.
It looks so silly.
Yeah. Next up to bat, we have the SilencerCo Spectre 9. We're going to see how this performs against the Omega 9K. They're similar size. This one definitely weighs a little bit less to my judgment, but we'll try it out. Alright, this one was spitting back a lot more unburnt powder, but we did get through the whole mag, which is good. Alright, this one is the SilencerCo Spectre 9, no, this is the SilencerCo Omega 9K, older can, but I've had this one for a while and it's awesome. Okay, so none of these have really been like gassy in the face, but this one also spits back quite a bit of unburnt powder. Just funny, so that means both SilencerCo cans, although performing well, are spitting something back in the face. I am lefty. This is a regular occurrence with most cans for me, so Okay, last of the bigger cans is the Huxwrx Flow 9K Ti. The first time I ever put this can on a Raider, I think I already had it in a very similar setup, but I got through about 300 rounds without a malfunction. So hopefully that stayed the same. Here we go. So that one definitely had a more like metallic sound, but that being said, this is titanium and 3D printed, so it's not a bad thing. It's just weird. It was a little bit different. All right, this one's more of a treat because this is a very different type of can. This is the JK Armament CCX. It is not necessarily meant to do what these other cans are doing, which is have a really long, I guess, string of fire. These are a lot smaller, a lot lighter. There's no booster here, so it's really just kind of a...
Just a little guy.
It's a little guy, and in my opinion, it's a lot more for like, if you're going to actually use your pistol in a self-defense situation and you have a can on it, at least this is the smallest you can go. Take the edge off. Let's see how it runs. Like I said, there's no booster here. It's just really lightweight. You can tell there's still some unburnt Vaseline kind of at the beginning, but once you got through that, you know, ends up being pretty loud, would you say? So as recommended though, you'd pack it full of Vaseline and you'd have pretty quiet experience for the first 7 to 10 rounds probably. Okay, so just a side note on this JK can, there's this one like first baffle which says TT. We're only using 3 past that point. So we made this thing pretty small just to kind of fit the Raider package a little bit better. Just wanted to make that note. Okay, so the purpose for this type of test is to show how it's possible to run a bunch of different cans, and it's also possible to tune your upper to work with a bunch of different cans. What we would recommend is that whatever can you do find, really put it through the paces. You know, this is going to be, again, a 14-pound spring here, but it really did take a while just to get one of the cans to work properly. I had to put maybe 50 rounds through, and we had consistent cycling issues, but I kept on lubing it and I kept on being persistent, and eventually those kind of kinks work their way out and you get a reliable system. So from here on out, once you find out that you have something that will cycle most of the time, keep on throwing rounds at it, keep it lubed, and I think you'll slowly get to see the reliability go up. But that is the Raider X with multiple cans with a convex line.